Today, the RSPB launched our Morecambe Bay Futurescapes. Futurescapes is a national programme of work to find space for nature across whole landscapes and establish green space for both wildlife and people through those landscapes. Morecambe Bay is an amazing place for wildlife. It has such a fantastic variety all around the bay, but we know that some of that wildlife is actually struggling to survive. So what we were trying to do today was meet with a broad sector of people who are able to influence the land management around the bay. That was including the tourism associations, the farmers' representatives, and some local businesses involved in tourism. And what we all agreed as a sector today is there were fantastic opportunities to promote nature-based tourism around the bay, that we needed to work together more effectively to achieve that and help particularly the private sector, the businesses, get involved. And that's what we're hoping to do next with Morecambe Bay, and work much more effectively with the partnerships that we have, but also with the business sector to take forward a really exciting idea of promoting the whole bay for nature-based tourism. I'm just going to pass you over now to Robin, who's going to explain a little bit about the bittern story, because the bittern is really part at the heart of why RSPB is involved in Morecambe Bay Futurescapes, and explains why we need for wildlife to take a landscape scale approach.
So why focus on bittern? Well, we're here at Leighton Moss, and bittern has always been an iconic bird of Leighton Moss. And Leighton Moss in Lancashire, well in fact in the whole of the northwest, is the only place where bittern is established breeding and wintering. So it's a really key species, and one of the species that is well recognised throughout the world of biodiversity, really, in terms of Lancashire. And the bittern's struggling in our part of the world, in the northwest, and one of the reasons is that Leighton Moss is getting quite old. It's quite an old reed bed, it's ageing, and it's also very isolated. So in terms of the bittern population, we've got an ageing habitat and an isolated population. So the whole concept of Futurescapes really fits in well with the concept of trying to do more for bittern in the northwest. And the reason being is that bitterns can't just survive at Leighton Moss. They really need other reed beds and other habitats to disperse into when during the winter, or the youngsters disperse to. And the idea of Futurescapes is that we look to make opportunities to create more wetlands throughout a much bigger, wider landscape around the whole of the Morecambe Bay area. And it's not just about creating big reed beds like Leighton Moss, but even small amounts of reed in reedy ditches on farms and pools, farm pools, getting farm pools with some reed around them, can actually help to support bittern through the winter. So it's a really, really good way of helping to expand the resource for bittern and also for everything else. So if you get the habitat right for bittern, then it automatically becomes right for things like otter and for water voles and dragonflies, and also a whole host of other bird life, such as water rails and bearded tits and marsh harriers. So it's a real win-win, and really sort of bittern and focusing here is really about working out from an existing heartland.